Thanks, Matthew. We're really excited because we think that there is tremendous alignment between the spirit of the business sector in the UAE and here in Israel. And part of that is that OurCrowd has successfully built over the last 8 years, not only the world's most active and diverse venture capital platform, but we have also successfully straddled the divide, the accessible, exclusive divide. What we combine is the ability to access evergreen products when you want them, as you want them, but we've also created one of the world's most exclusive portfolio of technology companies that are going to impact lives daily now. This is no longer the future of 5 years down the road. So these are technologies and investments and innovations at your fingertips, not only in terms of lifestyle, but in terms of your financial portfolio.
And what practical tips can you offer for a new Emirati investor who's encountering the OurCrowd platform for the first time? What's the first step?
Well, I think it's a focus on the growth. And I think that understanding that our platform is delivering all sorts of features which really are unprecedented in this asset class. The platform itself offers not only the alignment of investing alongside us, we are not throwing opportunities at you that we haven't diligenced ourselves, but we bring you right into the boardroom of the investment committee. The analysis that we offer you, the interactions with CEOs on webinars, you are not only watching and learning from the front row, but you're literally on the playing field.
Now, it's still early days. The peace treaties with the UAE and Bahrain were announced just a month ago and signed in Washington only last week. Are there any signs yet of interest in OurCrowd from the Gulf? Are there any early patterns to look out for as the opportunities expand for new regional alliances in investment and maybe partnerships?
Yeah, it's been pretty incredible. I think since my first time in the region in 2008 and having the good fortune of making dozens of trips to Dubai and Abu Dhabi since then, we've learned that it's a culture which is, on the one hand, cautious, but also very creative. It's an ecosystem of early adopters, which is just one of many cultural similarities that Israel and the UAE have. And therefore, it's no surprise that we are literally every day, several times a day, getting together virtually now and soon enough in person with our friends in the industry. Not only with the local Emiratis who are certainly the visionaries, but it's such a spectrum of smart money that has been amassed in the UAE between folks from the East. Obviously, China and India have a major presence now, and the West, US and UK expats who are executives and company leaders. And that really has triangulated beautifully over the first few weeks of this relationship. And has really brought to the surface, as was mentioned earlier, years and years of experience working together in more roundabout ways, which are now going to bear fruit in the very immediate future.
Now, we've spoken a lot about the particular value that OurCrowd brings to potential investors. Let's zoom out a little bit. You have experience of working with business people in the Gulf. What are the general business issues for investors as they approach the Israeli market in terms of regulation and financial and other considerations? What do they need to take into consideration?
Sure. I think really the number one factor will always be one of trust. And that's a trust that needs to be earned. And I think that we've got so much common denominator between us. And there's going to be so much ambition early on that it's going to be up to the companies, to the innovators, to the individuals to make sure that the relationships that we build together are built on strong foundations. And those can only be done if you have substance behind your speech, if you have an actual product behind your pitch. And I think that that's one of the proudest pieces from the OurCrowd portfolio that we've been able to demonstrate over the years. As was mentioned earlier, over 40 exits in a relatively short amount of time from a portfolio of over 200 companies, returning real money to investors in a way that is transparent, They can track their investments along the way. And that's no different between the investor experience and the partnership experience that we are in the process of building today. We're going to build results, and we're going to use those results to create even greater outcomes in the future together.